Welcome to another week of Power Surge, and I am so excited for our guest today. And I mean, we're always excited, I know, but Paula is amazing. She is a woman after my own heart. I love what she said to me that one of her things she lives by is that happiness is a choice, and you all know that I live by that, and I love it. And she is just a dynamic, phenomenal woman. She's a motivational speaker, a coach, a mentor, and an author. And we'll bring her on and we'll talk more about that in just a second. Come on in, Paula.
Hi, thank you. Oh my gosh, it is a powerful day. I love it. I love
It
it. I'm so
absolutely
honored to be
is.
here.
And I am so excited to have you share your life story with us. And I know you have your own show, so everybody's got to go to your website and find out your show. But it is Elevating Your Life with Paula Vell. And that's what this show is about, is elevating your life and hearing people's life stories so that we can kind of see along the way things that we can do differently. And I have to say, I am absolutely in love with your book. And, you know, I just, why am I so happy? Why am I so happy? I mean, wonderful book. And it's one of the things that have made you a leader among women and motivation and inspiration in the world. And I would love it if you would kind of help take us through your story and your journey so that we can, be elevated by your journey and improve our own lives.
Yes, yes. I mean, oh my gosh, it really is a journey. I could share a lot. The beginning, I will say, is I was a premature baby, less than 3 pounds. My parents were told, don't expect her to survive the night. And I'm here. So I've always had a heart of gratitude. And my attitude was, I'm going to be a positive energy in the world. I'm going to be grateful for my life. It's such a blessing that I'm here. And I, you know, had, growing up like a child and getting older and in school is when, first of several challenges started. And I share all this, quite a little bit about some of the things in my book, Why Am I So Happy? And I will mention real quick, I called it that because in my 27 years working in a restaurant, people would say that to me because I love sharing a smile. I love serving my customers. And I started out working there in college and managed it, then bought it. But that's where the title was. But we have challenges. When I was in junior high, I was bullied.
Oh,
I was real shy. One year, I didn't even take my coat off. And
oh,
one time, these bully girls that for some reason kept picking on me, and then one of them beat me up while other kids watched. And and I didn't understand why. But one day I decided I'm not going to worry about this. I am just letting it go. That is them. I'm going to be me, love me, or don't. And that kind of set me free. And it
awesome.
was actually a few years back at a high school reunion, I had a gentleman come up to me and say, Paula, I just want to say I'm sorry for bullying you in school. And I asked him why did you? And he said, because you were shy, you were nice, and it was easy. See, so it was nothing really me personal. It was just my character. It was their issue.
Yeah.
But so things like that and losing my dear uncle when I was 17
Oh,
was tragic for me. The one time in my life I wanted to commit suicide. I was so angry. And then I thought, what am I going to be angry I lost him? Or am I going to be grateful I had him in my life?
right.
And I chose the grateful. And that made a big difference. And then the years of running my restaurant, and I tell, different little stories there. And um, lost my husband when he was 34, so I was a single
Oh,
mom around.
wow.
But but I loved it. I was happy. We have the challenges, but then we have what we can be grateful for. And all my life, since high school and English class, I wanted to write a book. And finally, when I turned 60, I said, I'm going to do it. And I literally just made things would come to me and I'd make notes. And it's been really wonderful to see that happen and see all the awards, all the things that's happening with my book. But our life is a journey. A life is challenges, but it really is, one side what we're grateful for, what we strive for, one side, the challenges.
Right. And that's one of the things I love is that not that you've had challenges. So let me rephrase that because I love that you've had challenges. No, I don't love that. I love that you have acknowledged the challenges. You allowed yourself to experience the challenges, and yet you still chose to be happy. And, that's like I was saying in the intro, that's one of the things my sister always said is I choose to be happy, even though she had all these horrendous things like you happening around her. And I see people that have little things go wrong and they catch themselves wallowing and whining and dwelling on that one little negative thing, or maybe it's a big thing, but they dwell on it and they don't get beyond it.
Yes.
And I find that your book, Why Am I So Happy, kind of helps us get beyond that. It's not that you pretend bad things aren't happening. They happen to all of us. But you make the conscious choice to actually be happy.
Yes. And it's like, okay, this irritation or this thing that I'm angry or sad about, am I going to give that the control of me? Yeah. No, we have that choice. No, we don't have to. We can look at it compassionately. What can I do to make a difference? To possibly help it, and then accept it and move on.
Right.
And allow the things that you're grateful for. Allow the joy in the moment, the joy in life. Give yourself happiness triggers. Take some time to enjoy what you love. Maybe a sunset or music or making cookies or drawing. I mean, give yourself those things.
Well, explain triggers, happiness triggers a little bit more, because I think that's something everybody needs to understand and do more of.
Yeah, it's something that we all have. And because we're all different and unique and beautiful and wonderful, ours are different. If it's someone that just like me, I don't hear music, I feel music. I love music. I can be in the grocery store and hear a song I like, and I'm dancing while I'm in line to buy my groceries. And, I'll be a weirdo if people, but it can also put a smile on people's faces. But, that's giving myself some joy of something that makes me happy, my particular happiness trigger. And we all have those. So really, you can be having a difficult day, some challenges. Think about something that makes you happy. Maybe it's just a beautiful memory. Maybe it's a pet that you love holding and loving. Give yourself those things. Take some time every day to give yourself some of your particular happiness triggers. And that's going to actually change the vibration of your energy. And that can change your whole day. Thinking of one thing you're grateful for every morning, even if it's just food in the refrigerator. Not everyone has that. That can change the energy of your whole day. It really can. It really is amazing. And we choose where our thoughts are going to go. And then our thoughts create our words.
Mm-hmm.
Our words, our thoughts create what's going to come back to us, what's
Mm-hmm.
going to manifest for us. And we have that within us to create. And really, that's an exciting, beautiful thing. And challenges, you can look at, they can make us stronger.
Right.
They can send us down a new path. So, that's part of life. We get through that, but we also are learning, we're growing, we're gaining new, just ways of looking at things, and maybe more gratitude for the good things in life. So all of that is inside us and within us to make the choice of where our thoughts are, make the choice of what we're grateful for, make the choice of what we're going to give ourselves. When I had my restaurant, and I would, sometimes I'd be a customer and you could tell that was looking for something to complain about.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so I didn't get irritated. I took it as a challenge to put a smile on their face. And I succeeded a lot. I did. But, I just, because they were needing to go the other direction, or, part of them, I think, was, a challenge that no one else may know about. But by giving them some kindness, a smile can help them with that.
And it does, it helps them. But I think as human beings that we need to remember to stop and say thank you to the people at the restaurant. Somebody did a good job. Ask to see the supervisor and say, I want you to know your waitress or waiter was phenomenal. And I just want you to know I appreciate that, because we tend to only comment when it's not good. And when we do that, we start to focus more on the not good. But if we focus on the good too and comment on the good, we actually begin to notice more good. And so that's something we can do for ourselves. But like you said, smile at other people and understand they may just be having a bad day.
Yep. Karen, that is so true. And that can make such a difference for someone that's working in a service industry, to have someone take a moment to thank them. I love telling a great server. I was just recently took my 94-year-old father out to lunch, and the server was, just so helpful, and you're so awesome, and the smile that was on her face. It's just, and that makes me happy as well.
Yeah. I think it is. It's important that we focus on an attitude of gratitude for ourselves, but that we also point out good things other people are doing, because we all need to know that we're doing good stuff. And, you got to be honest. If somebody's doing something that's not great, you don't say, hey, loser, you're doing a bad thing. But you might say, when you do this, it gives me the assumption that, is that the assumption you want me to make? And then when they do something great, you say, hey, that was great. And then they really believe you, because I know in business, a lot of bosses believe that to give you bad news, they have to sandwich it. You're great, you suck, you're great. And it's like, so when they say you're great, you're automatically going, okay, now what did I do wrong? And so we as individuals need to really point out when they're great. And if they have done something that's not great, don't share the two together. Do them separate times.
Great. I love that.
Now, you've talked a lot about energy, and I know you're a Reiki master. What encouraged you to become a Reiki master, and how do you find that energy actually changes your life and your attitude and the life and attitude of people around you?
Oh gosh, I so love Reiki. I learned Reiki 25 years ago to help my beloved pet, Shotzi.
So you started when you were 3. Okay.
Yeah. She was sick and not doing well. And I learned Reiki and I had her 2 more years. I fell in love with it. I got my master training in Machu Picchu.
Oh,
Where
awesome.
I was running around hugging the alpacas.
Amazing. Isn't that just the most spiritual place?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care if you believe in God, the universe, or whatever else, just walking into that area, there's just overwhelming, perfect, beautiful energy and spirituality that comes. And if you haven't gone to Machu Picchu, everybody, I strongly encourage you to do it.
It was amazing. It was amazing. And in Reiki training, we received something called an attunement, originally called initiation. And there were 4 of us. And after we got our attunements at Machu Picchu, sitting in front of one of the graves of the high princesses, a condor flew over us.
Oh.
And our translator that was with us was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool place. But what I have seen over the years with Reiki, with teaching it, offering it to clients, offering it to their pets, offering it to animals, wildlife, what I have seen over the years has just been miraculous. It's just been absolutely amazing. I love it so much. And the Reiki is very involved with our, luminous energy field. It affects our energy and our vibration, and it raises it. It's huge for our immune system. I just absolutely love it. I really do. And it's a great honor for me to teach it.
This is, I'm going to put you on the spot because I know I couldn't explain it well. So I'm hoping that you can. In fact, I know you can. For those of our audience who don't know what Reiki is, give them an overview. What is Reiki, and again, why is it so important for us?
It's basically just energy work. We tap in, to our energy, luminous energy force. It's actually very scientifically backed. They have done studies that show what it does for your immune system, like it does this to C cells or whatever. They've done studies what giving Reiki to people in hospitals and before surgeries. But basically, it's just working with our luminous energy field. It is all positive energy, can do no harm. And when someone gives someone a Reiki session, they are basically just putting them in a Reiki bubble, in just positive energy. And it flows through us to the person. Anyone can learn it. Anyone can do it. But it's very simple, but yet very powerful. It is just a beautiful modality. It goes back thousands of years, and kind of like you can call it a hands-on healing work. When someone receives Reiki, I kind of describe it as, I have clients that come once a month, whatever. And it's like pulling weeds out of the garden. There's blockages in our energy system or imbalances. It works on that and just brings balance and positive energy. It really is a beautiful and amazing and quite simple in how it works.
It is very powerful. And, I've talked about energy a couple of times on my other podcast on Karenisms. But that energy flow changes everything about us. And I know having a Reiki session is amazing, but I'm wondering, do you ever do them remote?
I send Reiki long distance. Yeah. Okay, I don't do training remote. because it's very powerful, that hands-on attunement.
Right.
But I do send long distance Reiki, which can be very powerful, and I've seen some amazing things with it. One example, this wonderful young lady who became a good friend of mine, a relative of hers in the US contacted me. She's in Australia, that she had 4th-stage cancer. And please send her long distance Reiki. So I did on a regular basis. She went through some stuff. She's cancer free. And she actually flew from Australia to Seattle to come take a Reiki class from me.
Oh,
And we became
awesome.
great friends, and she's still doing great. I've seen some amazing things with Reiki. It helps us physically with pain, disease, but it also helps us emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
But you can send long distance Reiki, and it can be very effective. Another example is an old friend who was with family. They were in Jordan, country of Jordan, and they're visiting, and her husband kept getting these headaches at night. So she contacted me and said, will you please send him some Reiki? Please send him some Reiki. So I did. Sat down one morning and sent some Reiki. Well, then she contacts me and she goes, did you send him some Reiki, Paula? I said, yeah, I did. What time did you send it? I told her. She says that was it was in the evening for them. His head had started hurting really bad, and then it stopped hurting. And it was when I sent the long distance Reiki.
I love that. Well, we'll have to talk. I'm going to be having surgery probably before this show airs. And you know, I'm TMI, too much information, but I have cancer and I'm having a double mastectomy. And so I'll need you to send me some Reiki. I know everything's going to be fine. And I still choose to be happy. But yeah, no, so we need to talk.
Yes. I am here for you, my dear.
Oh,
yes.
you're awesome.
Yes. Reiki bubble coming. It's amazing what I've seen. Oh my gosh. I could give you so many examples. It's just a beautiful modality. And when I teach it, I'm very, it's important to me to teach authentic Reiki with respect, keeping ego out of it.
Yeah.
Because you're just the tool. You're just the funnel. You're not the healing. Yeah.
Right.
But it is a wonderful modality. And I'm just and I swear it makes us younger. I do. I'm 65.
No way.
Yeah.
I know. That's you look amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And a lot of it too is your smile and happiness. Smiles actually make us look younger. I was told it makes you look thinner too. So I smile a lot.
I love it. You have a beautiful smile. But it does. I think, smiling and being in that high vibration, choosing, to look at what you're grateful for, be happy, dance a little bit. I mean, that makes a huge difference on us physically. It really, really does.
Well, tell us a little bit more about your book. I know you decided I'm going to do it at 60. It just kind of came to you, but tell me about the book and the impact that you've seen it have on people's lives.
Oh my gosh. It's been some beautiful impact. And I talk about a little bit about when I was bullied in school, and I had a woman contact me that had read it and said she showed that to her daughter who was getting bullied in school. And she said it helped her so much. And I've had some really great reviews. And actually it's won the bronze and the gold medal from the Global Book Association out of thousands of books. it was featured for free in Times Square last May.
Oh,
That was
awesome.
my 65th birthday present. I tell you, yeah, they pick 10 books a month. They do a 15-second, big, huge, 150-foot
How
billboard.
awesome.
And now I'm in talks with a film production company in California. Someone there read the book and they're looking about, they want to do a film.
Oh, that is
Oh my
wonderful.
God. And my attitude with it when I wrote it was just, I just want to be a positive energy in the world, and whatever happens, I'm grateful. You know, that's where gratitude, I think, does so much with manifestation. For example, I was featured, I've been interviewing people 9 years now. And a couple years in, I was featured on the cover of a magazine in New York. And then I was contacted by this news organization, and they do one free feature in Times Square every year and said, we'd like to do you, Paula. Okay, so I sent them the information and a picture with my sweet dog, Sophie. And I didn't ask any questions. My friends are like, well, where's it going to be? How big is it going to be? And I said, I don't know. I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful. All I asked is, could you send me a picture when it goes up? So here I'm thinking it's going to be an 8x10 in a window somewhere. When they sent that picture of an 8-story billboard, I literally about stopped breathing. I mean, you just never know what's going to happen. Yeah.
Now, and I say this, I say it carefully. I've had people say, and I, like you, say, be positive, be happy, have good energy, be grateful. And comments that some people, most do not, but some people come back is, you don't understand how hard my life's been, or your life is so easy, you can be happy because you haven't had to deal with these battles. How would you handle those situations, and how do you help those people realize that it doesn't matter how bad it is, your attitude makes a difference physically and emotionally?
Yeah. First off, I would just have compassion.
Mm-hmm.
You're going through a lot. I understand. I love you. Please know you're loved. Please know you're strong. Please know that this is now, but tomorrow's going to be a new day. The next day is going to be a new day. Joy is out there. You can succeed at this.
Yeah.
You're supported and you're cared for, and you will get through this. You know, basically something like that.
See, I love that, because you're sending them love and positive energy, and you can't help but get some of that positive energy when somebody sends it to you from that pure place of love and pure heart.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes we need, you know, more than, well, do this and this. Maybe that's what they need is I'm loved.
Yeah.
Somebody cares about me getting through this, and I'm supported. That, I think, can really, you know, help you with the next step forward.
Well, and one of the things that you say is that you have a server heart, and doing that to me is part of the server heart. But explain more about the server heart and what you mean by that.
I started telling myself that and feeling that probably when I was a teenager. I just love doing a lot for animals, and then I was working in restaurants even before college, and I just loved it. I realized I loved serving people. I loved sharing a smile and maybe holding a door or giving them a compliment, like, oh, what a cute shirt, you know, or, you know, and you could see it on someone's face when they get that so many times, how, oh, thank you, and
Mhm.
I loved it. I loved it. And so I just decided I have a server's heart and I want to continue with that.
How can others develop a server heart more easily?
I would say realizing that there are so many others out there. There's people out there. We don't know what they're going through.
Right.
We don't know the challenges others have. And to realize that if we can show a little compassion or kindness, compliment, it can change their whole day. It can be something they remember for days and months. Someone being nice to me. You don't know what they have going on at home or what they have going on at work or any other challenges. But getting a kindness gesture or a kind word from someone, somebody can carry that with them and it can make a big difference in their lives. And if you just take a few steps to do that, you are creating a server's heart.
I love that. Um, my kids laugh and they have it too. They say, Mom, you've got a face that says I care. Because
Oh,
we go to the grocery store and people will just stop and start talking to me. I mean, I had a gal one day in the soup aisle start telling me about her cat's hemorrhoids, and it's like, okay. Um, and my kids laugh and they say, well, you bought a face that says you care. But we really analyzed, why do you think people do that? And what I've come up with is that I look people straight in the eye, smile and nod at them. I don't, stare at them but I'll look at them in the eye and acknowledge, I see you, and I smile. I
oh,
smile, I acknowledge them. And it's just simply looking them in the eye, smiling and nodding and walking on. And you
I
never
love
know
it.
who's had a bad day and just needs a friend and needs to tell somebody about their cat's hemorrhoids.
Exactly. Exactly. That made her feel good. Oh my gosh, we are so alike.
That's why
I
I
love
said
it,
we
Karen.
are,
Yes.
we're there.
Yes. And she just it really helped her to share that.
Yeah.
And you were